Excuse me, do you have more game-worn jerseys?
I do, and if you're into very heavy fabrics that weigh you down and don't make you want to do anything at all athletic, I've got this Cardinals jersey.
You know me very well.
Anyway, this is Jeff Cross's Cardinals jersey from 1948.
Wow.
A few things that make this one unique. You've got the short, squatty Cardinals, not the elegant, tall Cardinals, but the short Cardinals on a black bat.
Ah.
So keep this in mind as we go through our Cardinal jerseys, because you might like this example. Look at the stylized C and the beautiful formation of the letters. Just couldn't be any more artistic. It's got the thick piping, which actually ends right here. The others went all the way to the bottom, and it's got the same thing on the sleeves. This is what they wore in the 30s and 40s.
It almost looks turn of the century.
I know, it is pretty much. You'll see that this is embroidered right into the jersey. It's this chenille style. Just
Right.
Gorgeous embroidery when you get up close. The 1930s Cardinals, they are wearing jerseys just like this. Whether it's the Gas House Gang or Rogers Hornsby, those guys that were big in the 30s.
Dizzy Dean.
Dizzy Dean, absolutely. This is a classic uniform that he would wear. You'll see the manufacturer is Rawlings, of course, because they were based in St. Louis.
Ah.
Very famous sporting good manufacturer out of St. Louis. Always made the Cardinals jerseys year in and year out.
Dry clean only. Honey, have you seen my jersey? You put it in the wash? That might shrink a little bit if you throw it in the dryer.
It's a zipper front, really thick zipper on this one. Heavy duty, everything.
It'd have to be.
Yeah. There's nothing lightweight about this jersey.
No.
Yep, Jeff Cross. That's what we want to see in any Cardinals or Dodger jersey, is the name embroidered in the tail.
That's the year, right?
That's the year, 48.
Right.
He was number 3.
Can I see the back? Beautiful. Look at that. Really pops.
Yeah, now a lot of these jerseys were sent down to the minors, so a lot of them have replacement numbers on the back. I try to collect them all original, and this would be the original number 3 that Jeff Cross wore. It just isn't the same to me when it has replacement parts on it.
Yeah, and I love that thick drop shadow black there. Really makes it pop.
Yeah, I think it's actually a super dark navy blue.
Oh, really?
It does look black, but it's a navy blue.
Blue will bring out my eyes.
It might.
I'm going to have to think about that.
Yeah, we're going to try that one on soon.
Great. And if not, I'll use it as a blanket. Well, that first St. Louis jersey was certainly beautiful. What you got there?
This one is equally beautiful. Bart, you might like this one. It's very slimming.
Oh, and the birds are slimmer.
Yeah. Look how tall and statuesque they are compared to those last birds that we saw.
And the bat is a different color.
The bat is bright gold. Beautiful embroidery. When you get up close, you can see that curly Q type stitch. The birds are beautifully executed as well. They even have the yellow beaks that match the bat. And the Cardinals font is a little different. It's still got that stylized look to it, but they changed it just a bit. So this is the evolution of the Cardinal jersey. This one from 1953.
And who wore it?
This one was worn by Eddie Uhas. He was a pitcher for the Cardinals in 52 and 53. And this is his set 2 jersey.
Set 2, meaning?
They had 2 sets. So back then you had to make it throughout a 162 game schedule or a 154 game schedule with just 2 sets of uniforms for home and road. And they were flannel, so they would get holes in them. If you slid, they would get ripped apart.
Right.
And so there's a lot of embroidery typically on these things, but this one survived in really good fashion. I'm guessing Uhas didn't get too much playing time in 1953 based on the condition of this jersey. You need to consider this one. Look at the beautiful number on back.
Ah.
Same kind of thing with the dark navy blue and the bright red. Exactly. Slightly thinner piping too. The other one was super thick.
Right.
They toned it down just a little bit. The flannel has faded a bit with time. It turns to a cream color. This was probably whiter when it was first made.
I love it as a cream.
And the zipper probably matched the material back in the day.
That makes sense. They probably had an entire history of Rawlings, right?
Yeah, it was Rawlings every single year. Their players all endorsed Rawlings. Marty Marion was a longtime shortstop. He was a Rawlings guy, and most famously Stan Musial always was promoting and featured in Rawlings ads.
Right. I had a Rawlings glove as a kid.
Yeah, Stan Musial was Mr. Rawlings back in the day.
Right. Looks like you get the pants in there too, huh?
Yeah, this is the full uniform. I got the pants, but we're focused on this beautiful jersey today.
Yeah, I don't need pants. It'll work like kind of cool-out style, just the way it is. I'll wear it with some short shorts.
And Birkenstocks.
And socks. I love that one.
Yeah, 1953.
Well, that St. Louis is going to be hard to beat, right?
It'll be hard to beat. I don't know if this one can beat it, but it's pretty darn cool. Mike Torres' uniform from 1970.
Mike Torres.
Yeah, his name is embroidered in the tail there in 1970. He was still a very young pitcher at the time. This might be his first or second year in Major League Baseball.
Different font.
Yeah, they changed the font once again. They kept the bat gold, and the birds shrunk a little bit. They're slightly smaller now. But that same beautiful embroidery right into the jersey as opposed to a patch. Cardinals are one of very few teams that would do that.
And this one's gray.
This one's a road jersey. Yep, probably the only flannel he ever wore in his career.
And the name on the back for the first time.
Yeah, they finally got the names on the back. And this one is all original. Very tough to find these with the original name. Usually they're replaced or just missing.
So if he left, someone else would take his 48 jersey and they put a new name on it?
They could do that, and that did happen quite a bit. But more likely, the jersey would be sent down to the minor leagues and re-embroider the new players' letters.
Right. Mike Torres, wasn't there a story behind him?
Yeah, we told a story about him earlier in our Funky Jerseys episode.
That's where I remember.
Yeah, Dickie Thon, who wore that outrageous rainbow knit from the Houston Astros, had his career almost ended by a Mike Torres fastball, which hit him right in the head.
Ah, that's right.
That happened 14 years after Torres wore this Cardinal jersey. Torres was a Met. So you might want to consider this one for your shopping spree.
You're making it really tough on me. Okay, I thought we were looking at St. Louis uniforms. That looks like, what, Montreal, maybe?
No, I had to find one for you to do your Saturday night clubbing in. And this one really fits the bill. We're still with the Cardinals, baby.
No longer in the flannel world.
No, they have gotten into the 70s, or actually the 80s by now, with these statement-making pullovers.
Wow.
But it is a really beautiful shade of blue.
It is.
It's just not, it's color you would associate with the Cardinals. I don't think all teams should have gone to the blue pullover.
Yeah, the red, white, and blue. It doesn't look Cardinal-y to me.
They kept that beautiful embroidery. They kept everything the same, except for the shirt itself. This is the uniform of Dane, I think it's pronounced Org. That's how the announcers always said it. It looks like Eorg,
Right.
I-O-R-G, but Dane Org.
Pinch hitter Dane Orge stepped up to the plate with the bases loaded.
Famously had a brother, Garth, who played for Toronto, I think his whole career. Dane was probably the better of the two players.
Outfielder, right?
He was an outfielder. He played for Kansas City and the Cardinals and a few other teams. But he had a pretty long career, and he did quite well. If he didn't make it in baseball, he would have had to play for the Vikings with a name like that.
Exactly.
Dane and Garth.
Dane and Garth, excellent.
You can't help but think of Wayne's World, can you?
Totally.
The players loved these pullover uniforms. They were comfortable.
I bet they were.
They weren't baggy. They fit nice and tight the way they liked them. They stretched.
Cooler.
Yeah, very popular with the players.
Big shirt tail.
So Bart, in the last 3 episodes, you've seen a lot of different examples of uniforms. What have you decided on?
Well, you know, I love the Athletics, and I love the Dodgers, and I love the Cardinals, and I really can't decide, so I think I'm just going to think about it for a while. Do you validate parking?
We have a layaway plan. No, we're not going to validate your parking. Get out of here.